that insurers pay for insurance to it, and in 2023, insurers lost money on homeowners coverage in 18 states, well up from 8 states in 2013 and 2014, and 12 in 2017 and 2018. We also had New York Fed President John Williams give a speech at the Economic Club of New York earlier today. He did not stray far from his recent public statements regarding inflation, the economy, and monetary policy, but it's always of interest to hear what he says. Outside of the Fed chair, the president of the New York branch has always been one of the most influential FOMC members. The quarterly versus monthly PCE reports are potential sources of confusion for rate watchers. To be fair, only the monthly version is a dedicated report. The quarterly version is simply a sum of 3 monthly reports plus revisions, presented with the GDP release and revision. That's the one that came out this morning, showing that the January to March inflation was another 0.1% lower than initially reported. Does that have any bearing on tomorrow's dedicated monthly PCE numbers? Not at this time. While that was the case last month, because the monthly report was for March, one of the months in Q1, tomorrow's PCE inflation data is for April. Thus, it is more interesting and more timely. If today's stale update was worth a modest rally, it's a clue to Friday's potential volatility in the event of a deviation from expectations. UMBS closed up 30 basis points at 99.99, almost got over that 100 mark, so up 30. That 10-year came in at 4.552, so that's still holding up there. So at 99.99, that puts us basically right here above the blue line, which is the 200-day moving average, just below the 50-day moving average, in a very tight range. So tomorrow, bright and early, by the time we end up brushing our teeth, we'll probably be in one of these two ranges. But in terms of things you can control, definitely check out the post from our sponsor at wellthatmakessense.com. And on social media, it is the reading notes from a great book called Unreasonable Hospitality by Will Guidara. This is a story about how Will took a very good restaurant and literally turned it into the best restaurant in the world by just constantly focusing on service and constant improvement. So definitely check it out. You can check us out on the web or on socials. Well, That Makes Sense blog.